Today we're making cheese balls and it only takes 3 ingredients. It's so easy, you can literally do it in the desert. That is so amazing. First, into a pan, we're gonna add in 1 cup of milk and bring it to a boil. Then add in 2/3 cup of flour. Turn off the heat and give it a good mix. We're gonna knead the dough for about 2 minutes. Then we wanna cut off a small piece, flatten it out, place a cube of mozzarella cheese in the middle and roll it up into a ball. Now we're just gonna fry these up until golden brown. And there you have it, 3 ingredient cheese balls.
Today we're going to be making Kinder Fudge with just 3 ingredients. Add condensed milk, white chocolate and Kinder chocolate to a saucepan on a medium heat and stir constantly until thick and smooth. Add some Kinder chunks to your tin, then pour in the fudge mix and smooth it out. Press some more Kinder into the top, then refrigerate until set. Enjoy!
So I wanted to do a slower version of all my tips and tricks, so here we go. In a large bowl, you're gonna microwave your butter, brown sugar, and granulated sugar for 2 minutes, give it a stir, and then microwave it for 30 more seconds. Allow that to sit for a few minutes for it to cool down, and then add in your 3 eggs, your egg yolk, and your vanilla. Now, I do recommend mixing this by hand so that you get a really nice fudgy texture. Next, add in your cornstarch, your salt, and your baking soda, followed by your cocoa powder. I tested this recipe with the Hershey's unsweetened 100% cacao, and this is important. You do want to use a high quality cocoa. If you use off-brand or something really cheap, it's not going to taste good. A lot of you also asked about gluten-free, so you can use a 1-to-1 all-purpose gluten-free flour. Once your flour is added, give it another mix and then add in your oil. Now, once it's mixed, you want to add it to the pan right away. You don't want it to sit out or it'll start to harden. I like to use both non-stick cooking spray and a piece of parchment. The spray will help the parchment stick down, and then you can also use that to lift out the brownies at the end so that you can get a really nice clean cut with a large knife. After you spread your batter in your pan, bake it at 350 for 24 to 26 minutes. And then while those are baking, whip up your easy ganache by adding in your butter cubes and then pouring over hot milk. Let this sit for a few minutes before you stir it, and then I do want to mention that you want to use a tall glass or a larger bowl to heat up your milk because the milk will expand. Use a whisk to stir it together, and it will take a few minutes to come together. It's not going to look super creamy at the beginning, but it will get there. Let the ganache cool on the counter for about 30 minutes and then spread it over your cooled brownies. Once they're frosted, pop them in the fridge or the freezer for an hour or 2 for the ganache to set, and that's it. If you have any other questions, leave them below.
Here's how to make super easy and moist chocolate cakes for 2. Whisk together plain flour, granulated sugar, cocoa powder and baking powder until combined. Then add melted butter and warm water and whisk until smooth. Pour into 2 ramekins, then bake in the oven and let them cool. For the icing, mix together icing, sugar, cocoa powder and milk until smooth. Then spread it over the cakes and top with sprinkles to finish if you wish. And that's it. Enjoy!
Today we're making a chocolate cake all in 1 pan and you don't even need an oven for it. It's so easy to do, you can literally do it anywhere. That is so amazing. We're gonna mix together a 1/4 cup of flour, 3 tablespoons of cocoa powder, a 1/3 cup of sugar, a 1/4 of a teaspoon of baking soda, 2 tablespoons of melted butter, a 1/4 cup of milk, and 1 whole egg. Now we're gonna throw a lid, and on low heat, we're gonna let this cook for 10 to 15 minutes.
It's amazing. It melts in your mouth. I mean.
Today we're making potato cheese sticks and it's so easy to make, it only takes 4 ingredients. That is so creamy and delicious. First we're gonna need 2 russet potatoes, peel them up and roughly chop them. Now we wanna boil the potatoes until they're super soft. We're gonna mix in 1/2 cup of cornstarch, about 1 cup of mozzarella cheese, and some salt. Pop this into the freezer for about 30 minutes. Now we're gonna fry these up until golden brown. And there you have it, potato cheese sticks. Today we're making some orange jelly candy and it only takes 4 ingredients. It's so easy, you can literally do it behind a pickup truck. That is so delicious. First, into a pan, we're gonna mix together 1 cup of freshly squeezed orange, half cup of sugar, and a 1/3 cup of cornstarch. On medium-low heat, continue stirring until it starts turning into jelly. Then add in about 1 tablespoon of butter and continue stirring. These people think I'm psychotic. Place jelly onto some saran wrap, shape it into a square, and cover it up. Then we're just gonna let this fully cool down. And there you have it, some orange jelly candy. Today we're making some cheesecake sticks and it's so easy to make, it only takes 5 ingredients. Wow, that is absolutely amazing. For the crust, we're gonna mix together 1 cup of crushed up graham crackers and 4 tablespoons. There you have it, cheesecake sticks.
Today we're going to be making mini peanut butter cup cheesecakes. For the base, crush up your Oreos, then pour them into a bowl and mix with melted butter. Taste test. Anyway, press it down into cupcake cases, then whisk double cream to stiff peaks. Add cream cheese and icing sugar to a bowl, then add smooth and creamy peanut butter. Whisk this in, then fold in the whipped cream. Scoop it onto the base and smooth it out, then pop them in the freezer. Melt dark chocolate and double cream in the microwave and stir until smooth, then pour it over the cheesecakes and smooth it out to the edges. Top with Reese's Minis and store them in the fridge. And that's it. If you love peanut butter, you need to try these. Enjoy! Today we're going to be making Oreo cookies out of Oreo cookies. Start by crushing up 25 Oreos, then pour them into a bowl. Add plain flour, corn flour, cocoa powder, baking powder, bicarbonate of soda and salt and whisk these all together. In another bowl, whisk together softened butter, granulated sugar and icing sugar, then whisk in 1 egg. Add the dry mix a half at a time and mix to form a dough, then scoop it into balls, place on a cookie sheet and bake in the oven. For the icing, whisk butter until creamy and gradually whisk in the icing sugar, then fold in 2 crushed Oreos. Pipe it onto the cookies, then sprinkle with Oreo crumbs or place a whole Oreo on top, and that's it. Enjoy! Here's how to make super soft Oreo cheesecake cookies. Whisk together melted butter and sugar until light in colour, then add 1 egg and vanilla and whisk until combined. Add plain flour, corn flour, baking powder, bicarbonate of soda and salt and fold until just combined. Then roughly crush up about 6 Oreos and fold them into the mix. Refrigerate the dough, then roll it into balls. Place on a baking tray and press down gently. Bake in the oven, then let them cool. For the icing, whisk together softened butter, cream cheese and vanilla until smooth, then gradually whisk in the icing sugar. Pipe it onto your cookies and smooth it out, then top with crushed Oreos, and that's it. Enjoy!